I was Kaelyn Gordon. 3 years ago, when Landen Barnett fell into a coma after a car accident, I married into the Barnett family without hesitation and took care of him tirelessly for 2 whole years, all because he had once helped me when I was in trouble. Later, he woke up under my medical care, took my hand, and promised to marry me and cherish me forever. I gave up everything for him and devoted myself wholeheartedly to being his wife. And today was our wedding anniversary. I came home full of expectation, carrying the gift I had prepared for him. But as I approached the closed bedroom door, the sounds coming from inside made me freeze in my tracks. Over our years of marriage, Landen and I had never been intimate. He had told me he had a condition that made it impossible, so I was desperately trying to convince myself that the man inside couldn't possibly be him.
Claire, don't be afraid.
That voice. I knew it all too well. Tears welled up uncontrollably, and I could only press my hand tightly over my mouth to keep myself from sobbing out loud. Landen, today's your wedding anniversary with Kaelyn. She's probably waiting for you like a fool. Isn't it wrong for you to be here with me instead of going back to her? What if she finds out? I instinctively wanted to flee from this place. But then Landen's next words stopped me in my tracks.
What's there to be afraid of? Claire, I've told you long ago. My heart only has room for you. As for Kaelyn, she's nothing more than a placeholder.
A placeholder? So my 3 years of youth, 3 years of devotion, were nothing more than that in his eyes. In that moment, it felt like something in my chest had been violently torn apart. I could no longer stay calm. I shoved the door open and charged in. Landen, what did I do wrong? Why did you deceive me? He was so startled by my sudden appearance that he froze mid-motion, hastily grabbing a coat to cover himself and that woman. But on his face, there was not a trace of guilt, only undisguised annoyance and impatience.
Why are you here? Didn't I tell you to wait at the old house?
My body swayed. I hadn't expected him to react like this. He wasn't even going to pretend anymore. I curled my lips in self-mockery, but my tears fell even harder. If I hadn't come, how much longer were you planning to lie to me? He fell silent, and the woman beside him timidly looked up at me. Don't blame Landen. It's my fault. If you need to blame someone, blame me. I glanced at her. It was a slightly familiar face. That was it. She was Claire Hewitt, Landen's childhood sweetheart.
Well, since you've seen everything, let's be clear now. I want a divorce. The position of Mrs. Burnett should have been Claire's all along.
He met my icy gaze, and my heart ached sharply. But my voice came out surprisingly calm. Fine, divorce it is, but I want half of the marital assets, not a single cent less. Landen and Claire exchanged a glance, both of their eyes filled with shock. Remember, I'm not asking for your permission. I'm just informing you. If this gets out, it's not my reputation that will be ruined. After saying that, I didn't spare the cheating scumbag and his mistress another glance. I turned and walked away from that suffocating place. Outside the villa, the cold wind hit my face. I took out my phone, my fingers hovering over the screen for a moment before I dialed a number I hadn't called in a long time. Hello, it's me. I'm outside Landen's private villa. Can you come pick me up?
Kaelyn? You finally called me. Sure thing, no problem. I'll be right there.
Barely 10 minutes after hanging up, several luxury cars came speeding over, the lead one stopping right in front of me. Watching that familiar face step out of the car, I suddenly curled my lips into a self-mocking smile.
Kaelyn, what happened? Why are you crying? You never cry.
It's nothing. I'm going to divorce that scumbag.
Divorced? That's fantastic, Kaelyn. You've finally come to your senses. Welcome back, my boss!
He was so excited he almost cried. I knew that over the years, he had watched me gradually lose my true self for Landen's sake.
That bastard Landen. If it weren't for you treating him all these years, did he think he'd be able to run around cheating on you? He's nothing but a complete ingrate.
Enough. I don't want to talk about him anymore. I rubbed my temples, feeling an exhaustion like never before.
Then let's not mention him. By the way, in the 3 years you've been in seclusion, people out there have gone crazy trying to find you for treatment. Are you planning a comeback?
I pondered for a moment, I had been hiding my true identity for too long. It was time to take back everything that belonged to me. I recalled how just days ago, the Barnett group had been offering a fortune for any news on the healer Ego. I couldn't help but sneer inwardly. Spread the word. It's time for the renowned healer, Eagle, to return.
Yes, I'll get right on it.
Early the next morning, I was sound asleep when I was jolted awake by a shrill phone ring. Still groggy, I pressed the answer button, and immediately the familiar scolding voice of Landen's mother Kathy blasted through the line.
You ungrateful wretch, where have you disappeared to now? Get back here and do your chores.
In the past, I would have apologized profusely, afraid of upsetting her. But now, everything had changed. Landen and I are divorcing. I have no obligation to work for your family anymore.
What? Divorce? Kaelyn, you should know your place. You've no right to throw tantrums with me. Get back here within half an hour, or I'll throw all your things out.
The call was hung up abruptly. Fine then. There were still some useful things in my room there. Today would be a good day to retrieve them and sever ties with the Barnett family once and for all. The moment I stepped inside, a sharp female voice rang out. Kathy and her daughter Verena were sitting side by side on the sofa. Both were dressed elegantly, but their confrontational attitude was no different than that of shrews. Oh, you dare to show your face? Out all night, weren't you? Off doing something shameful, I suppose? It was indeed quite shameful. After all, Landen was caught cheating with Claire Hewitt on our wedding anniversary, right before my eyes. If this gets out, the Barnett family's reputation will be ruined. You can only blame yourself for being so useless. Exactly. If it weren't for Landen's accident and Grandma's dying wish, did you really think an orphan like you could marry into the Barnett family? In terms of background and talent, Claire is far better than you. I was infuriated to the point of laughter by their shamelessness. 3 years of tireless devotion, and all I got in return were these vicious taunts. But today, I wasn't going to take it anymore. I pulled out the medical report. Landen had handed me years ago. Landen never touched me. I can't have a child on my own. Here, take a good look at this! I threw the report right at Verena. She was about to snap back at me, but when she looked down, the word impotent on the report hit her squarely in the eyes. Her face changed in an instant. How is this possible? Since Landen can be intimate with Claire, that only proves there's nothing wrong with him. At the end of the day, it's your own failure that made Landen rather lie about being impotent than touch you. I was laughed into anger by the Barnett family's ability to turn black into white. I couldn't be bothered to argue anymore. I simply took the divorce papers from my bag and tossed them at them. Have Landen sign it. With that, I turned and went upstairs to pack my things, leaving the mother-daughter duo standing there, stunned, speechless by my transformation. 10 o'clock at night, Radiant Bar. Sebastian brought a group of friends to celebrate my return. I had been suppressed in the Barnett family for too long. Now, I just wanted to let loose.
Here's to Kaelyn's return!
I took a sip of my drink, growing tired of the constant attention from strangers pestering me. I tugged on Sebastian's sleeve and headed for the dance floor. As the pounding rock music played, I let myself go completely, losing myself in the dance. In a black dress and a passionate dance, I felt truly alive for the first time. Gradually, the other dancers around me stopped moving, their eyes all fixed on me. And at the bar entrance, Landen, who had just arrived with his group, also witnessed this scene.
Is that Kaelyn?
Landen, Kaelyn is probably just upset about last night. Why don't we go apologize and ask for her forgiveness? Landen's face visibly darkened.
No need. Just ignore her.
With that, he looked away. After a few songs, I was getting tired and pulled Sebastian along to head back to our table. But the moment I stepped off the dance floor, a short, stout, balding man sidled up to me. He squinted his beady eyes at me, and the moment he opened his mouth, a thick stench of alcohol hit my face.
Miss, why not join us for a drink?
Not interested.
What are you pretending for? A woman like you coming to a bar is only here to seduce men? It's your honor that I've taken a liking to you.
I dodged his greasy hands, ready to strike back. But Sebastian had already stepped in front of me and thrown out his business card. And from Landen's side, it seemed they had also noticed the commotion. Sebastian revealed his identity as the vice CEO of Starbright Group, and Colton's face went pale, but he clearly wasn't willing to lose face on his own turf.
The executives of Starbright Group have always been secretive. You say you are and you just are? Bullshit! You're probably some kind of imposter. Guards, Caesar!
Then suddenly, a deafening bang erupted from the bar entrance. A gunshot. The crowd instantly panicked. Some screamed in terror and bolted for the exit.
The military commissioner is present. Cease your disorder immediately and be quiet!
Instantly, the bustling hall fell dead silent. Dozens of armed soldiers in dark green military uniforms stood on either side of the entrance, forming a corridor. A moment later, a man about 6'3", his back ramrod straight, walked in slowly. The 7-star medal on his shoulder was a globally unique symbol of honor and power. Rodger Barnett, the true head of the family, wielding global military power. I had only seen him once from afar at a family banquet. I never expected to run into him in a place like this.
Take him away.
At his command, the soldiers behind him immediately stepped forward and dragged away the terrified, paralyzed Colton. Soon, only our group and Landen's group remained. Landen wiped sweat from his forehead, forcing a calm expression as he stepped forward.
Uncle Rodger, what brings you here?
But Rodger didn't even spare him a glance. He walked straight up to Sebastian.
I heard you have information about the healer, Eagle.
Sebastian instinctively glanced at me. Rodger followed his gaze and finally rested his eyes on me.
It's you? I've seen you before. You're Landen's wife?
I ignored Landen's frantic warning looks and spoke with complete composure. He and I are divorcing. Rodger raised an eyebrow slightly, as if he hadn't expected such an answer, and Landen, standing to the side, had turned pale with panic.
Uncle Rodger, don't listen to her. We just had a small argument. It's not a divorce. My wife was an orphan with no background before we married. There's no way she could know the healer Eagle. Don't be fooled by her.
Kaelyn, you're being so unreasonable. It's one thing to throw tantrums with Landen, but how can you joke about something like this? Apologize to the military commissioner right now.
Rodger ignored them and turned to Landen. His voice was icy cold, every word carrying unquestionable authority.
When you had your accident, Kaelyn took care of you for 3 years. No matter what, you shouldn't treat her with such contempt, let alone get involved with another woman during your marriage.
Landen was reprimanded into silence, standing there with his head down. Then, Rodger turned to me.
Landen's recovery back then was a miracle. Perhaps you truly do have a connection to Eagle. I have someone important to me who is also in a coma after an accident. If you can arrange a meeting with Eagle, name your price. I will pay it.
Not wanting any more dealings with the Barnett family, I simply named an astronomical price to scare him off. $1 billion. Pay it, and I'll contact Ego, but I can't promise she'll agree. As soon as I said it, everyone except Rodger looked horrified, but the next second, Rodger's reply stunned everyone.
No problem.
He agreed so readily that it left me with no room to refuse. I asked him for a contact, and his assistant Nolan immediately handed over a business card. All right. I'll notify you once I've contacted Eagle. The next day, I was woken up by dozens of frantic calls from Landen. He sent a threatening text demanding a meeting. I went.
Kaelyn, I know your game. You made up that ego story to get my uncle's favor, so that he can force me back to this marriage. Give it up! I will only ever love Claire.
I've signed the divorce papers and have no intention of clinging to you. I only agreed to contact Eagle for the money. Is nothing to do with you. Landen's face froze. Right in front of him, I took out my phone and dialed Rodger's number.
Hello?
Hello, this is Kaelyn. I just contacted Ego. She's agreed to take on the treatment.
Are you crazy? I've been sitting right here. Where could you have contacted Eagle? You're lying!
Landen stormed out, infuriated.
What does the healer charge? Any other conditions?
The fee depends on the patient. On the day of treatment, no one else may be present, including you. Nolan's displeased voice came through, saying I was playing them. Rodger was hesitant too. If you don't trust me, then forget it. But that's your choice, so the amount we agreed upon still stands. I'll send you my account. Pay up. With that, I hung up. I knew the tougher I acted, the more uncertain they'd be. That was exactly the effect I wanted. After the cafe, I was still burning inside. Landen still hadn't signed the divorce papers. As I stewed, Sebastian sent me a message. When I heard the word race, my eyes lit up. I had all this pent-up anger with nowhere to vent. So I figured why not go blow off some steam. At 2, the moment I walked into the raceway, I ran straight into Landen and Claire. She was clinging to his arm, her smile clearly possessive.
Kaelyn, what are you doing here?
You don't know racing. Did you come running to me for help because you're scared of my uncle?
Don't flatter yourself. I'm here to race. It has nothing to do with you. As soon as I said that, mocking laughter erupted. Landen's rich kid friends had always ridiculed me before.
You know racing? Everyone knows you're just a housewife clinging to Landen who knows nothing at all.
An orphan? If I were you, I'd be too ashamed to show my face and you're racing? What a joke!
Not wanting to waste my breath, I tried to walk past. A tall, lanky guy suddenly stepped forward and blocked me.
Hey, where do you think you're going? The spectators here are all people of status. Does a no one like you deserve to be here? Get out!
My gaze turned icy, and then Landen's face darkened too.
The cheapest ticket is $3,000. Where would you get that kind of money? You must have snuck in somehow. This woman doesn't belong here. Call security and get her out.
Our commotion drew a staff member over. I said nothing, and simply handed over my race registration form. The staff checked it and confirmed the stamp was valid.
Sorry, Mr. Barnett, but we cannot remove a contestant without valid reason.
Please understand.
Landen's face instantly darkened. I smiled faintly. Unwilling to accept it, he threw out harsh words at my back, saying his team was the best and today's champion would be his. I couldn't be bothered to acknowledge him. The race was about to start. I walked out in my racing suit, hair in a high ponytail. The moment Landen saw me, he frowned and rushed over.
Are you crazy? You don't even know how to drive. You can't beat my drivers.
I treated him like air, fastening my helmet and getting in the car. The race began. Not only did I start my car, but I stuck right behind the other racers. After a curve, my car was firmly ahead of everyone else in first place. Landen panicked and grabbed his intercom, ordering his driver to beat me at all costs. His driver Benny panicked and deliberately rammed towards my rear after a curve. Just as the crash seemed inevitable, I yanked the wheel, switched lanes at top speed, dodged perfectly, and surged ahead again. The stands went silent for 2 seconds and then erupted. They were all shouting the same thing: butterfly drift, Lillian's signature move. Benny, seeing the race slipping away, clung to me again, ready to ram me a second time. But just then, the black car that had been racing alongside me suddenly slowed and slammed hard into Benny's yellow car. With a deafening crash, the yellow car was knocked into the barrier. I seized the chance and crossed the finish line first. I knew that without the black car driver's help, winning wouldn't have been so easy. After getting out, I walked over and tapped gently on his window. The window rolled down slowly, revealing a man in a helmet. I couldn't see his face, but his build and presence,
Thank you.
felt somehow familiar. I nodded at him in thanks. The staff led us to the podium. I was about to step onto the champion spot when Landen pushed past Claire and the others, forcibly blocking my way.
Kaelyn, who exactly are you? How can you do Lillian's butterfly drift? Are you Lillian?
I couldn't be bothered to explain. He couldn't save face and secretly signaled the referee. The referee took the hint and suddenly announced the top 2 were disqualified for foul play. Declare Benny the winner.
The top 2 colluded to crash the third car. Results invalid. First place goes to Benny.
What? Are you blind? It was Benny who deliberately rammed me multiple times. He should be suspended. Instead, you're calling me out? I request a replay. The footage was pulled up, clearly showing the yellow car's malicious moves against me. Yet the referee stuck to his ruling. Landen's face was full of smugness.
The replay shows you colluded with the black car to force the yellow car off track. I'm the referee. This is final. Hear that? You lost. In this world, those who hold power make the rules.
The staff were about to drag me down. Just then, an icy cold voice suddenly rang out.
Stop!
The black car driver took off his helmet, revealed a stunning face. It's Rodger. The entire venue fell silent.
Since we're speaking with power, is my power enough?
Co-Commissioner Barnett, I failed to recognize you. She is the champion!
The referee turned pale and came up to me holding the trophy. If the results can be manipulated and it all comes down to power, then I don't want this first place. I swept a cold glance over it and pushed it away. I threw down these words and left without looking back. Back in the staging area, I changed my clothes and walked outside. Behind me, I heard Rodger lecturing Landen. Then, he actually caught up to me. I stopped and turned to Rodger, thanking him for helping today. I said I owed him one and told him to name his price.
Last time you mentioned the healer ego.
The healer's rules can't be changed. If you're not willing, this ends here. Pick someone else.
I was rude before. Please forgive me. As long as the healer is willing, I'll agree to any conditions.
A flash of surprise crossed my eyes. The military commissioner wasn't as cold as I'd imagined. I nodded, agreeing to contact Eagle for him.
Let me drive you back.
No need. I have my own car.
Then can you drive me? My car was damaged in the race.
I recalled the crash and said nothing. Driving past him, he stood there, unmoving. But after driving a short distance, I relented, stopping the car and gesturing for him to get in. When Nolan tried to follow, I locked the door. I hadn't forgotten his disrespect last time. Sorry, Mr. Finch, no room left. Find your own way back. Nolan was fuming, but could only watch as I sped off in a cloud of dust.
Sorry. I'm really sorry.
Rodger beside me chuckled helplessly and apologized for his adjutant. After the racetrack, Sebastian asked if I wanted to return to Starbright Group as CEO. I turned it down. I'd been away too long. Better to start from the bottom and get a feel for things.
All right. There's a subsidiary in Pirith. How about I set you up as an assistant first?
That works. Early the next morning, I went to check in. HR led me to the marketing department, where I met my new supervisor, Debbie Perkins. Debbie looked me over for a while, a strange dislike in her eyes. I felt like she recognized me, though I'd never met her. How was she hired? Why wasn't I her direct supervisor informed? Kaelyn was admitted through a special recruitment channel by exception. She's very capable. Please mentor her. Debbie frowned but didn't press further. After HR left, she showed me to my desk. All morning she was overly enthusiastic, buying me coffee, offering to get my lunch. Be honest, do you have connections with the higher-ups? No, I'm just an ordinary person. How could I possibly know the group's top executives? She glanced at the old phone on my desk, thought it over for a long moment, and the fake smile on her face finally vanished. Debbie scrutinized me for a long moment. My eyes and demeanor matched the orphan image Claire had described perfectly. She probably felt she'd wasted half a day's flattery because her face instantly darkened. I'm done eating. Go throw the box out. Okay. Without objection, I took the box and left the office. When I returned and had just settled at my desk, Debbie unceremonially threw a huge stack of documents at me. Make copies of these documents. Also, the cleaner is on leave, so clean everything, inside and out. Oh, and go fetch a new water jug from the first floor. These tasks were clearly not an assistant's job. My colleagues watched silently, none daring to speak. But I didn't react. I was here to observe. Only by treating myself as a real newcomer could I grasp the true situation. I obediently got to work. Debbie watched with her arms crossed. Seeing my compliance, she was convinced I had no backing and was an easy target. She scoffed and walked out of the office. Over the next few days, Debbie's harassment escalated, the daily tasks absurdly numerous. Yet I didn't protest once. I took them all on and finished every single one. That day at 5 p.m., I was packing up to leave. Debbie suddenly rushed over, shrilly shouting at me.
What do you think you're doing? You think you can leave before your work is done? Stop!
Who says I didn't finish? Everything you assigned, I've wented. Even that proposal has been sent to your email. Debbie rushed to her computer in disbelief. She'd probably estimated that even a veteran would need until 7 or 8, but as she reviewed it, she couldn't find a single flaw.
Did you get someone to help you? How could you possibly be this fast?
It's not that hard. I was done by 3, just waiting to leave. Debbie was infuriated.
Don't even think about resting tomorrow. Come back and work overtime.
I disagree. I've completed all the work you assigned. You have no right to demand I work overtime. She crossed her arms, relentless. Frowning with impatience, I simply laid my cards on the table. I have something very important to handle tomorrow. If it gets delayed, you can't afford the consequences. Debbie pressed me on what could possibly be more important, pestered beyond patience. I have to take care of something at the 5-star building tomorrow. It's classified. I can't tell you. Debbie froze for a second, then burst into laughter.
The 5-star building, that's a military restricted area. Even the rich and powerful need layers of scrutiny to get in. And you, a lowly assistant? What a joke.
Colleagues joined in the laughter. I ignored them and responded calmly. If I were really lying, I could have easily used a more believable excuse. There's no need to bring up the 5-star building. You've always loved to lie big. This isn't the first time. Kaelyn, I know exactly who you are. You're married. Your husband couldn't stand you. Before you even divorced, you were messing around with some man and had him pretend to be the VP of Starbright Group. You probably got into this company the same way. I frowned. I'd never met her before. Where had she heard all this? She grew smugger, loudly calling for security. The security guards looked at each other. They couldn't just throw out an employee, but Debbie was senior and high-ranking, and they couldn't afford to cross her. Just as they steeled themselves to approach me, the elevator doors opened. A courier rushed out. Seeing the entire floor gathered around watching, he paused, then shouted,
Excuse me, who is Kaelyn Gordon? There's a package for you. Please come sign for it.
Everyone's eyes shifted to him. Debbie glared at him impatiently.
Can't you see we're dealing with something here? The package can wait.
This is a time-sensitive, classified document from the Wu-Star building, requiring the recipient's personal signature. If anything goes wrong, can you take responsibility?
His words brought dead silence. Debbie couldn't believe her ears, her voice trembling.
This is impossible! You're putting on an act!
Colleagues parted to make way, and I walked toward the courier, expressionless.
This courier is just an actor you hired!
I ignored her and took the sealed envelope from the courier. Just as I was about to sign, Debbie suddenly reached out and snatched the envelope from my hands. Debbie weighed the envelope in her hand, felt its thickness, a confident smile spread across her face.
This is clearly empty inside. You really are putting on an act.
I'll give you one last chance. Give it back to me. Not only did she refuse to return it, but she just tore the envelope open. 2 golden cards slipped out, clattering to the floor. She looked down. When she saw the words 5-star building temporary pass on the cards, all color drained from her face. So, do you still think I'm lying? Colleagues crowded around. Debbie scanned the barcode on the card, and the verification succeeded.
Impossible. How can this be?
Do you believe it now? I personally picked this document up from outside the 5-star building. How could it be fake?
Debbie asked hoarsely how I had gotten the passes. I didn't answer. I just coldly ordered her to pick up what she dropped on the floor. Her expression was indignant, but she reluctantly bent down, picked up the 2 passes, and held them out to me. I've already picked them up for you. What more do you want? Didn't you say the passes were fake? Since they're fake, I don't want them. Sir, please take these back to the 5-star building.
Well, items sent from the 5-star building can't just be returned on a whim. If you don't sign, I'll have no choice but to report today's events back to the 5-star building.
What? No, Kaelyn, I was wrong today. I'm sorry. Please just sign for the document.
She looked at me, then at the waiting courier, and suddenly, gritting her teeth, she dropped to her knees right in front of me.
Kaelyn, I'm kneeling to apologize. Please, I'll do anything you want. Just sign for it. I'm begging you.
Looking at Debbie kneeling before me, I finally reached out and took the passes. I signed for the package, but that doesn't mean your slander and deliberately destroying my things is settled. Once I've handled my business, I will pursue legal action. Debbie was already weak in the knees, hearing that it would go to court. She collapsed to the floor, her high heels flying off, utterly pathetic. I didn't look at her again and turned back to my desk. I turned on my computer and logged into MedConnect, a forum I hadn't visited in ages. Using the account dormant for 3 years, I posted my first message since returning. Hello everyone, this is Eagles. I'm preparing to return to practice and have an appointment with a coma patient tomorrow. I'm in need of an assistant. Anyone interested? As soon as I posted, the entire forum erupted. Within minutes, comments surpassed 100. Countless medical experts scrambled to apply, some even offering to pay for the chance. Then a private message popped up. The sender was the top figure in the medical world today. Deputy Director of Javille Hospital, Adams Patel.
Take me along. I'll assist for free. I have the world's most advanced medical equipment, newly developed drugs, and the finest medicinal herbs from around the globe. If you let me be your assistant, you'll have free access to all of it.
My eyes lit up. Top-tier medical equipment was indeed hard to come by. After thinking it over, I slowly typed out one word. Fine. Meanwhile, Debbie was sitting anxiously in a cafe. Seeing Claire push through the door, she looked at her like a lifeline, tears welling in her eyes.
Claire, you're finally here. Kaelyn received passes to the 5-star building. I verified them, they're real. I've completely offended her. Do you think she actually has backing?
Oh, that's what this about. You didn't be happy here. She got those passes by lying to the military commissioner that she could bring the healer Eagle. When the day comes, and she can't produce Eagly, the military commissioner will never let her off. Claire spoke with absolute confidence, certain an orphan like me couldn't possibly know Eagle, let alone what she looked like. Early Saturday morning, I met Adams as Gingreed. We'd barely exchanged a few words when a tall, lean figure in black burst from around the corner and blocked our way.
You fraud! I'm warning you, don't you dare try to trick my grandfather. Rory! Didn't I tell you to stay out of this? Go home right now!
Rory pointed at me, saying someone so young couldn't possibly be a miracle healer. Adams slapped him on the shoulder in anger.
I'll disown you!
Threatening to disown him if he kept this up. Just then, a military-marked SUV roared up and stopped in front of us. The window rolled down. Seeing who was in the driver's seat, Rory froze on the spot. It was the military commissioner's adjutant, Nolan Finch.
Ms. Gordon, the military commissioner sent me to pick you and the healer up.
Rory watched with his jaw dropped as his grandfather and I got into the military vehicle. He had been firmly convinced I was a fraud. But seeing Nolan personally chauffeuring us made him waver for the first time. In the car, Nolan tested Adams by asking several medical questions. Adams answered each one with sound reasoning.
Dr. Patel is indeed a learned man. Ms. Gordon, I mistook you for a fraud before and offended you in many ways. I apologize.
I was momentarily baffled. But since he was apologizing on his own initiative, I just nodded and said it was fine. The car sped on, past the 5-star building's military zone, and finally entered a sanatorium hidden deep in the woods, stopping before a small white building guarded by layers of soldiers. Adams deduced how important the patient was to Rodger and grew noticeably tense, sneaking a cautious glance at me, but I remained calm, which made him admire me even more. Nolan led us inside. Rodger was standing before a massive custom glass panel, quietly observing. He turned and looked directly at Adams, assuming he was a Gret.
Dr. Patel, when can treatment begin?
Right now. We pushed open the ward door. On the bed lay a young woman with delicate features and pale skin. It was clear she'd been meticulously cared for. I asked for the medical records and started reading. Adam stood quietly to the side, clearly in an assistant's role. Rodger watched us, his doubts deepening. After a quick diagnosis of Chloe, I was confident. I took out my acupuncture kit and a needle, but then Rodger rushed forward and grabbed my hand. His grip was so strong I felt my wrist might break.
What are you doing?
I flipped my wrist, pricking his wrist with the needle. He released me in pain. What, having second thoughts? Don't want her treated anymore?
It's a known rule that Eagle dislikes be disturbed during treatment. As military commissioner, you must also abide by it.
Rodger stared at me in silence, the atmosphere suffocating. But finally he let go and strode out. The ward fell silent. Adams looked at the monitor data, his expression grave.
Based on the tests and records, Miss Fuller is essentially a living corpse. This case has no chance. Maybe we should give up?
Why give up? She's not dead yet. If she's still breathing, there's still a chance to wake up. Eagle never gives up on any patient who still has hope. I inserted the needle. Adams hesitated, but said nothing. Outside the ward, Landen had somehow gotten wind of this and barged into the sanitarium demanding entry.
Uncle Rodger, I heard Kaelyn's bringing Eagle for a consultation today. Is she here? I guarantee she knows nothing about medicine. Let me tell you, she's deceiving you, and that Eagle is a fake too. But just finally, aren't you afraid of what might happen to Miss Fuller?
Just then, a piercing alarm from the heart monitor screeched from the ward. Rodger's expression shifted drastically, and he rushed to the door. Landen followed, terrified. Thankfully, the alarm soon stopped. The door opened from inside, and Adams and I walked out.
How is Chloe's condition?
It has gotten improved.
You're lying! You don't know anything about medicine. It's come to this, and you're still Bluffler. You don't know that happens, Joja Fuller. No one gonna bony for Mimi.
This has nothing to do with you. I shot back. Rodger, annoyed by the noise, directly ordered someone to drag the babbling Landen out.
Nolan, drag him out. Don't let him disturb the patient.
Landen struggled and shouted all the way, but was eventually hauled off, his voice fading until it disappeared.
Dr. Craig and the nurses rushed into the ward to examine. In the hallway, Rodger's face was grim, his thumb unconsciously rubbing his pinky ring. Time ticked by. A full 6 hours passed before the ward door finally opened. Dr. Craig walked out, pale and dazed, muttering to himself. But his next words would stun everyone present.
Co-Commissioner Barnett? Miss Fuller. Her finger just moved. What?
Rodger could barely believe his ears. In 5 years, this was the first time Chloe had shown any response. He gave me a deep look, then rushed into the ward. Chloe still lay there, eyes shut. He reached out and called her name, just as disappointment set in. Her pale, slender index finger trembled, almost imperceptibly. The tension Rodger had been holding all day finally eased. So, I wasn't lying, was I?
Chloe's condition has indeed improved. Thank you.
Rodger's tension eased. He turned and apologized to us, promising more.
I was too cautious. My concern clouded my judgment. I'll add extra compensation to what I promised.
The illness isn't completely cured yet. It's too early to discuss money. No payment is accepted until the patient is cured. That's Eagle's rule. I left a prescription, instructing him to follow the care instructions and wait for the next treatment. As I was about to leave, Rodger watched this scene, his doubts deepening. I was the one who administered the acupuncture and wrote the prescription. Adams, meanwhile, was recording everything like a treasure, raising no objections to my decisions. His attitude even bordered on humble deference. An absurd thought grew clearer in Rodger's mind. He'd been wrong from the start. I was the real Eagle. But for now, he didn't probe further, just arranged for someone to take us back. The treatment was over. Rodger watched my departing figure, lost in thought. Meanwhile, at the Barnett mansion, Claire was pacing anxiously. It was already 8 in the evening, and Landen still hadn't returned. The door finally opened, and Landen walked in, his face grim.
What took you so long? What happened?
That overconfident idiot. Kaelyn not only brought a fake healer, but also lied about knowing medicine and actually treated Chloe herself.
What? What happened after? How's the situation?
It went wrong. The military doctor was in there the whole afternoon and came out looking terrible. Chloe's condition is probably not good.
Landen, Chloe is the military commissioner's forbidden lamella. If something happens to her, he'll take it out on us. You have to cut ties with Kaelyn immediately and sign those divorce papers.
Landen's face was dark. Though a strange hesitation lingered inside him, he was eventually convinced. He took out his phone and dialed my number. Within 2 seconds, the call was rejected. He tried again, only to be told he'd been blocked. After I blocked him, Landen's face turned green with rage. In the end, he had to borrow a servant's phone to send a text, identifying himself and asking to meet about signing the divorce papers. When I'd wanted the divorce, he'd given me every excuse. Now that he was the one in a hurry, why should I obediently play along? I tapped the screen and replied with one short line, "Too early. Can't get up." He sent another message rescheduling to 2 o'clock. I rejected it the same way. My dismissive, arrogant attitude drove him crazy. Unable to bear in it, he called directly. Distai picked up.
Weren't you the one desperate for a divorce before? Now that I've agreed, why are you making excuses and stalling?
Before, I did want a divorce, but you kept dragging your feet. Now I don't want it anymore. Got a problem with that?
What will it take for you to agree to the divorce? Just say it!
You want a divorce? Fine. But besides half the marital assets, I want you, your whole family, and Claire to come and bow an apology to me. Otherwise, no deal. He gritted his teeth and agreed. We made an appointment to meet at a coffee shop. I hung up, completely ignoring Landen's fury on the other end. Just as I washed up and was about to sleep, my phone lit up again. A text from Rodger, apologizing for his earlier distrust and insisting on making it up to me. Not only had he reserved the top-ranked Grand Hotel, but he also personally drove to pick me up, even presenting me with a large bouquet of roses and a priceless pink diamond necklace as thank you gifts. Roses and diamond necklaces as thank you gifts? The display left me dumbfounded. When we arrived, I found the entire restaurant cleared out. The manager led us into a private room, filled with roses and candles, a couple's name played at the center of the table. Are you sure we should be dining like this?
My subordinates took matters into their own hands. They must have misunderstood my intentions. Please don't get the wrong idea.
His eyes were forthright. He really did seem to just be thanking me sincerely. I stopped overthinking it and sat down to order. Just as I sat down, my phone rang. Landen. I hesitated for a moment, then picked up.
Kaelyn, what do you mean by this? Messing with us? We agreed to meet. Why haven't you shown up yet?
Oh, sorry, I was handling something else, and completely forgot.
Something this important? And you just forget? You've got so many of us waiting for you. Don't you have a conscience?
I glanced at the time and let out a cold laugh. It's only 8 o'clock. For 3 years of marriage, you made me wait endlessly. Now you can't even handle waiting 2 hours for me? My words left him momentarily speechless. But beside him, Kathy heard my sarcasm and immediately exploded, snatching the phone and shrieking curses.
You little wretch! What do you mean you forgot? I think you're just deliberately stalling! Always knew you were vicious!
If you say one more foul word, I won't divorce him at all. Kathy instantly shut her mouth. I leisurely finished dinner before slowly making me way to the cafe. The Barnett mother and daughter, already fuming from waiting, charged at me as soon as I arrived. I dodged them easily, and even accidentally tripped Verena, making her cut her forehead.
Mom, I'm bleeding! This vicious woman, she did it on purpose!
That's right, I did it on purpose. I'm here to get revenge on all of you. What are you gonna do about it? Kathy was shaking with fury and about to make a scene. Then a military vehicle suddenly pulled up outside. Their faces changed drastically. Mistaking it for Rodger's men tailing me, they were terrified of being implicated. Pushed to the brink and terrified of offending Rodger, Kathy threw all face aside. Gritting her teeth, she dragged Verena down, and with a loud thud, they dropped to their knees right in front of me.
We've apologized and knelt. I'm begging you, just sign the divorce papers and end this with Landen.
Kaelyn, even if I wronged you, you can't treat my mother like that!
This is what they owe me. You have no right to judge. Claire, terrified of further mishaps, hastily pulled out the divorce papers and a pen, shoving them in front of me. Just as I was about to sign, Landen looking at the woman who had given everything for him.
You did take care of me quite a lot these 3 years. If you apologize to my mother and sister, I'll consider giving you additional compensation.
I just felt nauseous. I forcefully shook off his hand. No need. I don't care for your pennies. Claire hurriedly handed me the pen. I swiftly signed my name, tossed the pen aside, and stood up. From this day forward, I have nothing to do with the Barnett family. I hope you won't disturb my life again. With that, I turned and left without looking back. Watching my departing figure, an inexplicable emptiness rose in Landen's heart. The moment I stepped out of the cafe, the military vehicle's door swung open, and I got in. The 4 inside saw this and thought I was finally being arrested by the military commissioner, feeling a wave of satisfaction. In the car, Rodger asked how things had gone. When he questioned why I'd married Landen in the first place, I gazed out the window, my thoughts drifting back 5 years to the who'd saved my life at Moon Bay. None of that matters anymore. Since I've already divorced him, let the past stay buried. A few days later, Debbie publicly pulled out an invitation, saying it was for her best friend Claire and Landen's engagement party.
Kaelyn, this is the engagement party of the Barton Group's CEO. Attendees must bring a date. If you don't show up, I'll make sure you fail your probation.
She used my probation to threaten me and forced the invitation into my hand. I was racking my brain over this when, just before bed, I received a text from Rodger.
Landen is holding an engagement banquet in a few days. Would you be willing to be my date?
I was surprised by Rodger's invitation, but I'd already asked Sebastian, so I politely declined. That weekend, Sebastian and I agreed to meet at Lockar, Pirith's most exclusive dress boutique. I arrived first. Dressed simply, I was ignored upon entering. As I browsed the gowns alone, a shrill, grating voice came from behind.
Kaelyn? What are you doing here? Do you know what kind of place this is? This is low kosh. A low-class woman like you doesn't deserve to set foot in here.
Clothes here cost more than what ordinary people make in years. You're just a regular employee now. You should save your money. I didn't want to engage and turned to leave, but Verena stepped forward, blocked my path, and demanded I apologize. I did nothing wrong. Why should I apologize? Besides, you were the ones who chose to kneel. You did it so half-heartedly, yet I didn't even hold it against you.
How dare you bring it up?
Verena's face flushed with rage at my retort. Humiliated and furious, she called over a sales assistant and pointed at me, demanding I be thrown out.
This woman can't afford a single thing in here. Get her out immediately.
Just as the assistant was about to throw me out, I calmly pulled out a gleaming gold card from my bag. Who says I can't afford the clothes here? Take a good look. What's this? Seeing the words VIP gold card, the adjusting's face went pale. Verena and Claire froze too, but they quickly recovered, convinced the card was fake.
There's no way you've spent enough to reach gold card status. Where did you get that? Did you steal it?
Not bothering to explain, I handed the card directly to the assistant. She slid it into the reader with suspicion. When the screen displayed an 8-digit balance, she trembled and bowed 90 degrees to me.
I'm sorry, miss. This card is genuine. I was blind earlier and treated you disrespectfully. Please forgive me.
Verena and Claire were completely dumbfounded, their expressions as if they'd just been slapped in public. These two are too noisy. They're affecting my shopping mood. The assistant immediately took the hint and called security on her walkie-talkie. Some people are causing a disturbance. Send security to remove them.
How dare you? I'm the Barnett family's daughter. Do you know the consequences of offending the Barnett family?
No matter how famous Lockhart is, it's not qualified to challenge the Barnett group. You'd better weigh your options carefully before acting. This lady is our store's VIP gold card member. By regulation, we're obliged to clear the store for her if needed. If you ladies disagree, feel free to have the Barnett Group CEO take it up with our higher-ups. With that, she ignored the two and led me further inside. Several burly security guards, without further ado, grabbed Verena and Claire and dragged them out. Under the strange stares of passers-by, the two were tossed out of the store like garbage, their hair disheveled and clothes wrinkled. Utterly humiliated. Verena and Claire were thrown out. They happened to see Sebastian walk into the store and naturally put his arm around my shoulders. Claire recognized him as the man from the bar and restaurant before. Verena was so furious, she started furiously snapping photos outside. Inside, completely unaware, I went into the women's fitting room alone to try on a dress. But halfway through, my hair got caught in the zipper, stuck tight. I struggled for ages, sore and exhausted, and could only helplessly call out for help.
Is anyone there? I have a problem here. Can someone please come help?
Soon, heavy footsteps approached. Someone pushed the curtain and entered, not the clicking of the assistant's heels. From the corner of my eye, I caught a glimpse of a gray hem. I figured Sebastian had heard me calling and rushed in first. Quick, help me out. My hair is stuck in the zipper. He did so clumsily, with careful movements. But when he helped me pull up the zipper, his fingertips accidentally brushed my bare back. That rough, callous touch hit me like an electric shock. These hands definitely did not belong to the pampered Sebastian. The thought that a strange man was behind me made me panic. I spun around abruptly, but my legs gave out, cut out, and I stepped on my hem, stumbling backward. The next second, I fell into a solid, powerful embrace. I looked up and met a pair of deep, dark eyes right before mine. Rodger. Our bodies were pressed tight together. The fitting room was so silent, only our panicked heartbeats and breathing could be heard. It took me a long moment to snap back to my senses. Embarrassed, I pushed him away. Why is it you? Why did you barge into the women's fitting room without a word?
I heard you calling for help inside and thought something was wrong. I was worried, so I came in. Then I was about to leave when you asked me to stay and help.
I then remembered. I was the one who had mistaken him for Sebastian. My face flushed with embarrassment. Sorry, that was my misunderstanding. Thanks for your help. I owe you one. But his expression didn't soften. Instead, his frown deepened.
It's nothing, just a small favor. No need to repay me. I only helped because you can treat Chloe. Don't overthink it.
With that, he gave me a deep look, turned, and strode away, leaving me standing there alone, my emotions tangled. After coming back from Lockheath, Verena and Lan Claire were utterly disheveled. They took the intimate photos of Sebastian and Mai they'd snapped outside the store and indignantly teddled to Landen.
Landen, we've all been played by Kaelyn. She's been cheating for ages. Look at this photo. That man has his arm around her. They're so intimate.
Landen, this man has shown up with Kaelyn before, at the bar and the restaurant. They've definitely been involved for a while. Do you think Kaelyn might have already, during your marriage? Seeing the photos, Landen's face instantly darkened. Meanwhile, the moment I stepped into the office, I felt the strange atmosphere. Every colleague's eyes landed on me, then quickly darted away as they whispered. What's going on? You should go check the company forum. I opened the forum. The top post on the homepage was titled, Kaelyn's Extramarital Affair, Photographic Evidence. It was an anonymous account, and attached was the very photo from outside Locknast. The comments were full of insults and ridicule aimed at me. A cold smile curved my lips. Debbie thought this would ruin my reputation? I tapped the screen and replied directly to the post. Can't help it. Marriage is supposed to meet certain needs, but unfortunately, Mr. Barnett just can't perform. This sentence exploded like a depth bar, instantly decimating the entire comment section. The people who had just been cursing me for cheating immediately had their attention diverted.
What? Mr. Barnett can't perform? Is that true?
I heard Mr. Barnett was married to her for 3 years with no kids. Could it be true? Then why is he in such a hurry to get engaged to Claire? Could it be he's afraid of his secret getting out and is using the engagement as a cover?
The comment section had completely derailed, everyone discussing whether Landen really couldn't perform. Debbie watched the post spiral completely out of control, cold sweat pouring down. Just as she was about to delete it, the entire post was suddenly forcibly removed. Only a senior administrator had the authority to delete it. Debbie was scared pale, terrified they'd trace it back to her. Looking at the screen, I understood. The forum manager had probably recognized Sebastian in the photo and didn't want to offend the vice CDO. The deleted post made Debbie even more panicked. A few days later, she ran into an unfamiliar young man in the hallway. He introduced himself, saying he was here looking for me. His name was Rory Patel. Debbie's eyes lit up. Rory Patel, the grandson of Adams Patel, deputy director of Javille Hospital. Mr. Patel, what are you looking for Kaelyn for? She's not at the company right now.
Don't you know? Kaelyn impersonated a miracle healer and scammed people. The treatment went wrong and she was arrested by the military.
Are you serious? I knew that woman was a fraud.
Rory already had a prejudice against me and believed it immediately. Debbie seized the opportunity to invite him as her date to Claire's engagement banquet, promising she could help him get more evidence of my deception there.
Fine. I'll go. I have to make my grandfather see her true colors.
On the weekend, Landen and Claire's engagement banquet was paced as scheduled at the Lockhoft Hotel. The moment I walked into the banquet hall with Sebastian on my arm, a considerable stir arose. I wore a simple black mermaid dress that accentuated my curves. The murmurs around me kept drifting into my ears.
Who is that woman? She's gorgeous. She completely outshines the bride today. I think she's Mr. Barnett's ex-wife. With that grace and beauty. I really don't understand how Mr. Barnett could divorce her for someone else.
Debbie, who had arrived early, saw me drawing all the attention and felt a surge of jealousy. She immediately brought Rory over and spoke with a mocking tone.
Oh, Kaelyn's here? Dressed up so beautifully. Anyone would think you're the star of today. Here, let me introduce my date, Rory Patel.
Then she turned to Sebastian, deliberately pretending not to recognize him.
So, aren't you going to introduce your date? Could this be the lover from the photos?
Under Debbie's and Rory's siege, Claire appeared right on cue, clinging to Landen's arm. She wore the expression of a victim, her voice full of grievance.
Kaelyn, you deceived Landen for so many years. I never imagined you'd bring your lover
to our engagement banquet. This is really too much. Do you dare claim there's nothing between you two?
At Claire's direction, the large screen in the banquet hall suddenly lit up. First, it showed the photo of Sebastian and my secretly meeting at Lockark. Then the chat lines of him sending me an abs photo.
And she still claims they're just friends? It's all laid out.
Look at how flirtatious that sounds. They're definitely a couple.
Mr. Barnett really has the worst luck. At this moment, with everyone pointing fingers, Sebastian couldn't take it anymore.
Enough! You all suspect there's something shameful between Kaelyn and me, and want us to prove otherwise. Then let me state it loud and clear right now. My sexual orientation is toward men. Kaelyn, to me, is a very good friend. There is none of the messy, sordid relationship you're all imagining.
The entire hall fell dead silent. No one thought he would joke about something like this. The cheating rumor crumbled instantly. Landen's expression eased, but Claire and Debbie looked like they'd swallowed flies.
Even if the cheating isn't true, the fact that Kaelyn impersonated a miracle healer and deceived the military commissioner is undeniable. The military commissioner will be here today too. Let's see how she gets out of this.
As soon as she finished, the emir at the entrance called out,
"The military commissioner has arrived."
The moment Rodger appeared, the entire hall fell silent. Claire and her allies secretly rejoiced and rushed to tittle. But Rodger's eyes only rested on me. Ignoring everyone's words, he walked straight up to me. Then, he did something that stunned everyone. He slowly raised his hand, pulled me to his side, and looking around the hall.
Kaelyn Gordon is now under my protection. I will not allow anyone to bully her.
Rodger's words exploded like thunder, stunning everyone. Claire's face went ghastly pale. Landen's face cycled from green to red, but in the end, he didn't dare say a word. At that moment, Kathy and Verena arrived late. Still clueless about the situation, they started cursing me the second they saw me.
You little wretch, you actually dared to come? Weren't you arrested by the military commissioner's men? Kaelyn, you've made our Barnett family lose all face. Let's see how you get out of this today.
Rodger just swept a faint glance over them, a look that instantly shut the mother-daughter supo up, and his next words left them completely dumbfounded.
I'm not here to attend the engagement banquet. I only agreed to come because I knew Kaelyn would be here, and was worried she'd be targeted.
Claire was utterly panicked. She'd been bragging everywhere that she was the niece-in-law acknowledged by the military commissioner. If people found out it was all a misunderstanding, she'd truly become the laughingstock of Pirith. The dance music started. Claire dragged the distracted Landen onto the dance floor, trying to use the opening dance to steal back the spotlight. She pulled out all the stops, launching into one difficult move after another. Rodger extended his hand to me like a gentleman.
Miss Gordon, may I have this dance?
You may. But I'll take the lead. Under the spotlight, my dress swirled and my dance flowed gracefully. My movements were relaxed, yet sophisticated, instantly capturing everyone's attention. Admiring murmurs from the surrounding guests kept drifting over. Oh my god, Kaelyn dances so well. She's on a completely different level compared to Claire. Look at Mr. Barnett, he can't take his eyes off her. Claire noticed it too. Her fiancé was staring figmically at me. She bit her lip, her expression growing uglier by the second. Claire realized everyone's eyes were on me. Even Landen was staring transfixed. Consumed by jealousy, she deliberately steered Landen towards my direction, planning to use a spin to crash hard into me and make me embarrass myself in public. But just as she lunged with all her might, with a light spin, I led Rodger and perfectly dodged her collision. Claire herself, however, had overexerted and lost her balance. With a loud smack, she fell awkwardly to the floor, nearly face-panking. Every gaze in the hall instantly focused on her.
Landen, help me up!
But Landen walked over to me first.
Are you okay? Did you get hurt anywhere?
Completely ignoring Claire, who was still on the floor. I saw Claire's outstretched hand freeze in mythband, her expression priceless. She looked at Landen with teary eyes.
Landen, I think I sprained my ankle. Take me to the hospital.
A flicker of impatience crossed Landen's face, but he still scooped her up and, under the watchful eyes of everyone, awkwardly fled the banquet hall. The stars of the engagement banquet had fled in disgrace, leaving an awkward scene behind. Kathy and Verena rushed over furiously, shoving all the blame onto me.
Kyla! You deliberately injured Clary and ruined my son's engagement party! You vicious woman!
Exactly. You just can't stand seeing Landen happy with Claire. She had a guilty conscience and tried to crash into me, only to miss and fall flat on the floor herself. Everyone here saw it. Go ahead, ask them if I'm lying. The guests around us nodded in agreement, and the Barnett women's faces flushed crimson. Just then, a young man who had been on Claire's side suddenly stepped forward and spoke to Robin.
Military Commissioner, you may not know this, but Kaelyn not only deceived you, she also deceived Eve, my grandfather, the renowned healer Adams Patel. Please arrest her immediately!
In an instant, all eyes focused on me and Rodger again, waiting to see how he would deal with Ho Antrahaus them Swaith, this fraud like me. Rory thought he'd caught me red-handed and wanted to use this to nail me completely as a fraud, but Rodger's reaction caught everyone completely off guard.
I haven't spoken yet. What gives you the authority to decide for me?
Rory was stunned by the reprimand, frozen in place. Rodger then swept his gaze across the hall.
Kaelyn has never deceived me. She is my specially appointed doctor. Thanks to her treatment, my important patient, Chloe Fuller, has shown clear improvement.
Kathy and Verena gaped, completely speechless. These words landed like a resounding slap across every face waiting to see a spectacle. Rory's face cycled from green to white. Military Commissioner, someone's been spreading the word everywhere that I've offended you. Aren't you going to clear that up?
After today, no one will dare utter those words again.
The engagement banquet ended on a sour note. Gu Yeting offered to drive me home. The car was warm, and he carefully draped a blanket over me. As he leaned in, that masculine scent mixed with woody cologne made me restless and unhappy. Suddenly, a sharp break sent me herward from the momentum. Before I could react, he yanked me back, and I landed right in his arms. Before I could get off his lap, another violent jolt struck, throwing my body forward again. This time, my lips pressed squarely against his. We both froze. In that cramped car, every sound seemed amplified. Stunned breaths and heartbeats pounding like drums. It took me a long moment to snap out of it, like I'd been shocked by electricity. I shoved him away and scrambled to the farthest corner. My face was hot enough to fry an egg. This was just an accident. Let's just pretend nothing happened. I stammered out my explanation, blushing completely. Watching my tense, guarded reaction, Rodger's initial displeasure at being pushed away seemed to vanish. He raised his hand and touched his own lips, as if still savoring that accidental kiss.
Are you bothered by it? Or disgusted by kissing me?
I froze, then waved my hands furiously. How could I possibly be disgusted of him? I just felt there shouldn't be this kind of crossing of boundaries between us. No. I just think I shouldn't get too close to my patient's guardian. It's a matter of professional ethics, not disgust. With that, I turned away, pretending to look out the window, but my heart just wouldn't calm down. The car fell into silence, but I could feel his gaze, still lingering on me. The atmosphere became even more charged than before. I didn't turn back, but I knew that after tonight, our relationship would probably never return to being just a simple doctor and patient's family. Debbie had been thrown in jail for offending Rodger, and the company had fired her. The department supervisor position was now vacant. The director publicly announced they would be selecting a new one. Kaelyn isn't qualified. Remember that $100 million investment task Debbie assigned her? She still hasn't finished it. Someone who can't even complete a task from their superior has no right to be supervisor.
Who says she hasn't? This morning, a major client specifically requested Kaelyn. The contract is a full $100 million. She's already completed it. Kaelyn, the client is waiting in the meeting room. Go on over.
I was completely baffled. I searched my memory for anyone I knew, but couldn't recall any client who could offer $100 million. Full of confusion, I pushed open the meeting room door. When I saw the figure with his back to me, I froze completely. The person turned around. It was Rory, who had always treated as a fraud and opposed me at every turn. How is it you? Rory turned around, his face full of awkwardness and reluctance.
Don't look at me like that. I didn't come here on my own.
My grandfather found out you work here and forced me to come sign this contract. He specifically demanded it go to you. If I dared refuse, he'd kick me out of the Patel family.
If you're not here willingly, there's no need to force this partnership. Go back and tell him I rejected it. He won't blame you. But to my surprise, Rory didn't relax at all. He got even more nervous.
No, don't do this to me. I misjudged you so badly at the engagement banquet. This contract is both an apology from my grandfather and my own way of making amends. If you really turn it down, I won't be able to face him. I'm begging you, just sign it.
He lowered his pride, his tone earnest. Looking at him, practically on the verge of tears, I finally sighed and picked up the pen. The moment I finished signing the contract, Rory's expression changed. He leaned back in his chair, crossed his legs, and instantly put on the airs of a client.
Now that the contract's signed, get 10 marketing proposals done and submitted to me within a week. Oh, and figure out the materials yourself. Don't bother me for them.
10? Proposals should be about quality, not quantity. Even if we work overtime, the quality definitely won't be up to standard. Wouldn't it be better to focus on just one?
That's your concern, not mine. 100 million isn't pocket change. If you can't handle it, I'll just find another company.
I was about to explode in anger when the director rushed over to smooth things out, frantically signaling me to think of the bigger picture. I looked at Rory's smug face, and my nails nearly dug into my palms. Fine, 10 it is. So when are you going to give me the relevant materials? How am I supposed to do this without them?
Can't you find them yourself? This is your job. I'm the client. You work for me, not the other way around.
I had just gritted my teeth and agreed to the 10 proposals when Rory pushed it even further. He leaned back in his chair and spoke lazily.
Hold on, I'm thirsty. I need coffee. Can't stand instant, only hand ground. Why don't you go to Blue Island Cafe and get me some? Within an hour. Past that, the deal's off.
Mr. Patel, a round trip to Blue Island Cafe takes nearly 2 hours. That's really tight. How about I arrange someone else to get it for you?
No, I only want it if she gets it. I won't drink it if someone else buys it.
I looked at the smug expression on his face and knew perfectly well he didn't actually want coffee. He was just looking for ways to torment me. The director looked at me helplessly. For the contract I'd already signed, and so the director wouldn't be caught in the middle, I took a deep breath and squeezed 2 words through my teeth. Fine. I'll go. With that, I grabbed my bag and walked out of the meeting room without looking back. Outside the company, it was rush hour. I stood by the roadside for ages and couldn't hail a single taxi. Time ticked away, and I grew frantic. Just then, a familiar black military vehicle pulled up in front of me. The window rolled down, revealing Rodger's chiseled face. Since that awkward accidental kiss, I'd been deliberately avoiding him. I pretended not to see him, lowered my head, and walked away quickly. But the military Vok just langely followed behind me. It crept along the curb, blocking the cars behind from changing lanes, forcing them to crawl along. Soon the whole street erupted in honking. Someone stuck their head out, ready to curse, but upon seeing the military plates, immediately ducked back in fright. Watching the traffic pile up behind me, I was utterly defeated. This whole spectacle was just to force me into the car, wasn't it? I walked up furiously.
Isn't this whole show just to get me in the car? Open the door!
I need to make a round trip to Blue Island Cafe within an hour.
How is that possible? It's rush hour right now. A round trip would take at least 2 hours at best. I'm not flying a plane here.
Time was tight, and I didn't want to waste words with him.
Give me the wheel. I'll drive.
No. This is the military commissioner's designated vehicle. By regulation, no one but the commissioner, himself or myself, has the authority to drive it.
Nolan, get out. Let her drive.
Nolan looked completely wronged, but didn't dare disobey the order. He got out of the car reluctantly. I settled into the driver's seat and glanced at Rodger beside me. I'm about to push the speed. It's going to be dangerous. There's still time for you to get out.
I've faced death on the battlefield for all these years. Do you think this would scare me?
I floored it, and the bulky military vehicle shot out like an arrow. I took shortcuts, sped down roads, driving this military car like a race car. On a narrow path, a massive truck came barreling towards us. Just as a collision seemed inevitable, the truck driver honked frantically in terror. I calmly yanked the steering wheel and, with an extreme drift maneuver, brushed past the truck with less than half an inch to spare. The truck driver slumped over his wheel, gasping for breath. I glanced at Rodger beside me. In his eyes, there wasn't a trace of fear, only a flash of admiration I'd never seen before.